My name is Mac W. Payne, Christian author, consultant, and business owner. Thanks for joining us in this first in a discovery series entitled The 5 Biblical Principles of Success. Each segment will explore one of the following principles. Set for yourself a goal of excellence. Get first things first. Enthusiasm, going the extra mile, and work. Let's look at the first principle of success. Set for yourself a goal of excellence. Using the first principle, I've set a goal to pass on these 5 Bible-based principles that will help in your walk with Christ. They will improve your ability to live a satisfying life and will make it possible for you to achieve incredible accomplishments. But first, I want to stress supremacy of Christ in our lives. I believe that Christ loves us and wants us to be successful while we are here on earth. That's why He gave us these eternal principles that have been around ever since man walked the earth and will be here long after we are gone. Individually, these 5 are not earth-shaking revelations, but when applied in concert, they become a powerful force that can unleash the seeds of greatness we all possess. Now listen carefully. No one who has achieved greatness has done so without knowingly or unknowingly using these principles. I was first introduced to them in 1979 by Mr. Mid McKnight, a well-respected and a well-known minister who preached at churches in North Texas, Japan, Europe, and Africa. He was also a World War II naval aviator and a prominent farmer and cattle rancher in North Texas. He had come all the way from Kaufman, Texas to Naples, Florida to speak to a group forming a new church there in Naples. His purpose was to encourage the group in their church building pursuits. But he emphasized the principles that he gave to us were inspired by God, not only for the good of the church, but that they could also be used in all phases of our lives to achieve success. He reminded our group that Jesus came to this earth that we may have life and have it more abundantly. McKnight spoke of the 5 principles to show that God not only wants us to be successful, but He also tells us how to do it. I was so impressed with his message that I sought him out for permission to share its benefits with others in my speaking engagements. Mr. McKnight passed away in 2010, but before his death, he not only gave me permission, but he encouraged me to pass on these powerful truisms of success. Now I'm going to confirm their power with my own experience. At the time I heard him speak in Naples, I was struggling to start a new business. Things did not look good, and all indications predicted that my new venture was doomed to failure. As I stared ruination in the face, I decided to give those 5 biblical success principles a try as a last resort. 4 years later, I was pleasantly surprised to discover that my struggling little startup business in Naples had become the largest cultured marble manufacturer in the state of Florida. And it happened because I applied those principles to my business and they worked. And the good news is they will work for you. I am no special person. I was never selected to be a great achiever. You can just ask my professors at the University of Florida. But first, let's be clear about exactly what success is. When someone is described as being successful, the most common reaction is to think in terms of money. If a person is successful, they must be rich, right? That is an incorrect assumption. The real definition of success comes from Earl Nightingale, who said, "Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal." Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal. In other words, to be successful, you have to have an aim or a goal you're shooting for and then attain it. The lack of goals is what makes men wander aimlessly. A person without goals in life is like a ship without a rudder, or like a journey begun without a map. Such a person could be busy and working hard all the time, but never really accomplishing anything. Now consider this. What if they took down the goals in a basketball court where a championship game was going to be played? And they told the players, just go out and move the ball up and down the court. You'll enjoy it and have fun. But that wouldn't be practical because nobody would know the score and the effort would be useless. It is the same in your life. Without goals, how do you know the score? How do you know if you're accomplishing anything? With this in mind, it should come as no surprise that the first biblical principle of success is to set for yourself a goal of excellence. Paul gives this powerful example in Philippians 3:13. One thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead. He had a goal. To be successful, you have to have a goal to work toward. According to Earl Nightingale's definition, you actually become a success whenever you start moving toward your goal. Now, to be effective, a goal achievement program has to have two elements. They are critical to their success. It must be specific in its aim, and it must have a time limit. Without those two elements, a goal merely becomes a wish. A goal to lose weight is a good illustration of this requirement. If a person states, I want to lose some weight, then more than likely they're not going to be successful. But if that person says with conviction, I'm going to lose 24 pounds in 180 days, I guarantee you they'll have a much higher probability of success. William James, a famous pioneering American psychologist at Harvard University, conducted a test. And he found that on average, out of 100 people, after a lifetime of work, 1 will be rich, 4 will be financially independent, the remaining 95 will be in varying states of financial need. Wonder why? A study was conducted with the graduating class at Harvard University back in the early 50s. It was found that only 3% of that class set specific goals for themselves upon graduation. 20 years later, it was discovered that 3% of goal setters had achieved more than the other 97% combined. To become a member of the aristocracy of success, you must aim for excellence for yourself. Otherwise, you will be stuck in the ruts of mediocrity. And you can find excellence in any field of endeavor. Whatever your aspirations or talents lead you to. It could be in medicine, it could be in education, sports, business. But you decide. Once you have set for yourself a mission of excellence, you must fully commit yourself to obtaining that goal. You literally have to brainwash yourself. And in this case, brainwashing is a beneficial term. It is necessary to rid your mind of all those negative thoughts like, I can't do it or it can't be done. You have to fill your mind with positive ideas that will only help in attaining your goal. Consider these concepts. In Proverbs 23, it states, as a man thinketh, so is he. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius said, a man's life is what his thoughts make of it. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale added, if you think in negative terms, you will get negative results. If you think in positive terms, you will achieve positive results. Remember this, just as we want nothing but happiness for our children, God, as our ultimate Father, wants us to be happy and successful in all that we do. And always remember this, you are the gatekeeper of your mind. You are in charge of the type thoughts allowed to enter. You must only allow positive thoughts about your goal to come into your mind. Now here's a helpful technique. You might have heard this before, but it's write your goal down on a 3x5 card. You may say, I don't need to, but do it anyway. And make sure you include your deadline date. And something else. This is that extra little special that's going to get you over the top. Flip that card over and write these following instructions from Jesus. Ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door will be open. Seek and you shall find. Put that card in a place where you can read it several times a day so that you lock the reality of your goal into your mind. And make sure after you read your goal, flip that card over and read those words you wrote on the back. You must believe in the instructions from Jesus with confidence. Ask yourself, would Jesus lie to you? I don't think so. Of course not, he would not. Now the principle of goal setting is the first step on the road to success. It must be done properly to be able to realize your dreams. Are you prepared to set goals of excellence for your life today? In the next segment, we will deal with organizing a step-by-step plan to achieve your goals. Till next time, Mac W. Payne from Sebring, Florida.